When is that?
It's debated, but probably around 20 to 24 weeks, maybe 18 to 24 weeks.
So then would you say we should allow no more abortions after 18 weeks?
It's a little tougher after that. I probably would agree that maybe you shouldn't. If you do, maybe, I'll be more okay with it, but at the same time, I'd be a little weary about it.
Okay. Anybody else have a thought on that?
I don't care.
Don't care? Okay.
No opinion.
Hold on, because some abortions late term are kind of crazy. You shouldn't
I
have
agree.
abortions super late term.
Right, which America has the craziest late-term abortion laws.
Welcome to Canada.
Well, Canada's also out of control, too.
Canada's any time in Canada.
Wow.
Anytime.
That's remarkable.
What does any time mean? Any time in the womb?
Up to gestation.
Yeah, to just,
wow.
Full
literally, in
gestation,
Canada.
I think it's dependent on area, actually.
I think but abortion is also a medical term, so it's not necessarily that someone wants to get rid of it. It's also a medical abortion, so like if you need to, because I had someone in my life who 6 months in, they were super happy about their pregnancy and they had to have an abortion because their fetus died inside of them.
So yeah, that's a surgical removal, though. That's
It's still considered an abortion.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's still considered an abortion.
You're not really aborting a pregnancy, so it's just a...
Maybe not aborting a pregnancy, but you're still aborting. It's still an abortion.
I guess that's a
in the
conflict
U.S.
over
too.
terms.
It's still the same term. It's still the same term.
Yeah, it's just not technically an abortion. An abortion would be that...
Well, when you're thinking of abortion, you're thinking of aborting a live fetus that may be viable to live on, but an abortion can still be a fetus that is already dead that you have to abort because it will rot inside of you and kill you.
That's the sensitive areas still in the U.S.
No, even pro-life people, myself, are okay if the fetus is no longer living, removing the fetus.
Dependent.
Well, that's what happened to this person that I knew. They had to have an abortion at 6 months because their fetus,
again, I wouldn't say that's an abortion, but I don't want to debate that.
It technically is an abortion.
Well, like with Texas, for example, Texas law, right?
You're allowed to remove a dead fetus.
Yeah, that's still an abortion at that point. It's still an abortion. You have to abort the fetus. Because
I know, but is it living?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be living for it to be an abortion.
Right, we're just qualming over terms. That would be a surgery for...
But we should call it what it is. If it's an abortion, it's an abortion.
Okay, that's an interesting debate. What is abortion then?
Removing a fetus, dead or alive, from your body.
Okay, dead or alive. I would say alive. We just disagree.
Yeah.
Meaning I would say that ceasing the life. That's interesting you said dead or alive.
But even when it's dead, you have to abort it.
You have to remove it.
Abort.
You can remove it.
Abort mission.
Well, you can remove it without surgery, though.
No, not when it's 6 months old.
Well, not 6 months, but at a month.
But so what about 6 months? What would you call it then? When you have to remove a 6-month-old fetus?
Again, we're qualming over terms. I wouldn't disagree that it requires surgery, but...
Is it not an abortion?
No, because you're not actually aborting the mission.
You have to abort the mission. The fetus is dead, remove it.
So then 500 years ago, how did that fetus leave the...
The fetus would rot inside the mother and the mother would die.
Not all the time, no. The woman could also give birth to the dead fetus.
But that doesn't happen all the time. But that rarely happens. That's why they call upon it to be removed, because 9 times out of 10 the mother will die from the fetus rotting inside of her.
I'm morally fine with that. That's for sure. Do you think that if a baby can feel pain, regardless of consciousness?
Hold on, I'm talking about a dead fetus at 6 months.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. You're dwelling on that micro issue.
Sorry. Hold on, I'm listening. Okay.
But going way back to like when abortion should be illegal. So you say life begins at consciousness.
Wait, sorry, when should abortion be illegal? At what time?
I think all abortion should be illegal.
But at what time? You said when
at beginning at conception.
Okay, no.
I'm trying to understand your position.
Okay, I'll hold back. I'm listening. Sorry, I'm just going to shut up.
That's okay. So you say consciousness is when life begins. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then if somebody is without consciousness after a car accident and they're on life support, they're no longer living.
Unplug them.
Take me
Unplug them? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you're consistent. So even the ones that come back to full consciousness when their brain waves are no longer detected, doesn't matter.
Too late, baby. Unplug. I'm fine with that. No. I have no issue with that. What do you mean? How is that crazy?
That's a lot of people,
inhumane, isn't it?
That is not okay.
But also, I see her point, because so many people are kept alive by their family members who are grieving.
But I thought they're not alive.
No. So
they're kept. Their bodies are kept physically alive by their families that are grieving, and I'm talking about like for years and years. The families that can afford it, right? And it's like that's why I see your point.
But
like,
also,
maybe not.
a physically developing fetus is not the same as a full-grown human that's already alive.
For sure. What species is the fetus?
They're human, but they're still a fetus. So that's why we differentiate a fetus from a human.
But what does fetus mean? What does that
Fetus
word
is
mean?
a developing human. They're not quite human yet.
But
embryo development.
So they become a human right when brain waves
when they develop mental consciousness.
which could be as early as 6 weeks, 12
Yeah,
weeks,
we
but I'll
don't
take
know
your
the
18
exact
weeks,
date.
yes.
We don't know the
But
exact
if I told
date.
you, if we have data that shows 6 weeks, you'd be cool with cutting it off.
Yeah, if we could see 6 weeks that you had mental consciousness, that you could experience life and form memories, but at 6 weeks you can't. You just can't. You don't even. Do you even have a heartbeat at 6 weeks? No.
Well, you do. Yeah, around 6 or 7 weeks.
Is it not 10 weeks?
It depends. I mean, we sort of know. I mean, every baby's trajectory is different. It's between 6 to 10 weeks. So yeah, but if a baby can feel pain and have a heartbeat, you're okay with that?
No, I don't care about a heartbeat at all. I don't care about a heartbeat in any capacity.
Why?
Because if I'm brain dead and I'm laying in a hospital bed and I have a heartbeat but my brain is dead, you're going to pull the plug.
Do you think that a human being is more than brainwaves?
No, it's all about your brain.
No, see this. We have a good disagreement here. I think a human being has a soul. Does anyone else think human beings
No,
have
I
souls?
believe you have a soul, but your soul connects to your brain.
Oh, hold on. No.
Yeah, I think so.
Who else thinks we have souls?
I also believe you have a soul.
We have soul?
Yeah.
Soul?
Not sure.
Not sure.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Of course.
Yes. So you think soul or yes or no?
Sorry, hold on. There's water in my...
That's okay. So you think soul, brain, and mind are all one thing, right? That's what you think.
I think it all connects in some way.
Got it.
For sure.
So I believe that soul happens as soon as creation happens.
I agree with that. Yes. I agree with that.
So then if you are terminating a baby prior to brainwaves, you're still terminating a soul.
Your soul will go into another being. You'll get reincarnated
Hold
into
on.
something
See,
else.
I don't believe that.
What
But
is your
let's-
soul
You don't
without a
have to.
brain?
That's a good question. So I mean, let's play this out. When you die, if we believe in a soul, then it transcends your brainwaves.
Yeah.
So that means it's not in your brain then. It's outside of your brain. It's your whole being is your soul.
Yeah, but you're not physically here, so what would be the difference between pulling the cord or not pulling the cord?
Exactly.
Your soul would still exist. by
Well, no,
your
for sure.
logic.
With that argument, we should just kill a lot of people and think nothing of it.
Sure.
Their souls will go where they
Well,
need
no,
to
no,
go.
I know, but what you're saying is that since somebody has a being has a soul, which is my argument, we don't have a right to pull the plug or to terminate that being, regardless if it has brainwaves or not, because the soul is there at the moment of
Well,
creation.
no, because when your loved one is suffering and they're, you know,
Well, hold on. The fetus is not suffering. The baby's not suffering at 2 weeks.
Can I ask
Sure.
a question? How does this translate to like war? When you there's a lot of people. No, wait, because no. What?
This is a lot livelier. Yeah, I like your popcorn. It's good.
It's because it's
Can
like
I have some?
we can argue about abortion and things like that and how it's wrong, but then some more right leaning are okay with war still and like sacrificing men's lives. So how does that translate with
No,
the
I mean,
argument?
it's a good question. I mean, I'm totally against the Ukraine-Russian war, for example. I think it should end. I mean, I think all human beings are made in the image of God. Nothing should be trivialized. But as far as like people being okay with war, I mean, you have to give me an example.
Wait, can I be charitable here? Would perhaps a better argument from your position be, why are these people also in favor of the death sentence? Is that kind of
sure,
what
that can be enough.
Okay, I
yes.
mean, that's a good question because
Are you in favor of
yeah, the death
sentence?
penalty, absolutely.
But
yes.
okay, so you're in favor of the penalty, but you're not in favor of abortion because you
Yes.
think infants are innocent? Is that why?
Well,
Or
yes,
Or not
let's take an
fetuses.
example.
Yeah, okay.
This last week, 2 illegal aliens in this country just kidnapped a 12-year-old.
Not the illegal aliens. Sorry.
Yeah, so a baby in the womb did not kidnap a 12-year-old.
Okay,
But
so
they have
their
the potential
Hold
to.
on a well, everyone has free will
Right.
and the potential to,
Mm-hmm.
but someone who just kidnapped 2 12-year-olds, they're in a complete different moral universe than a baby who is sitting patiently in a womb.
It's the argument, like, I totally understand that fetuses are innocent, but it's the same argument that, like, you know, if it's the violinist. I talked about this before, the first time I was on the violinist
I've been through this so
argument.
many times. but
I know
yes.
you've been through this, but I'll still run it through. The violinist argument, where you're hooked up, you wake up and you're hooked up to the most famous violinist, and they're hooked up to you, and you have to sit there for 9 months bedridden to take care of
But
them.
in order for that metaphor to be true, did you know the night before that you had a chance to potentially be hooked up to a violinist if you had a bunch of pleasure?
Okay, I get that part, but even at,
Because you agreed to
hold on.
have sex before all of a sudden the
But hold on,
violinist showed up in your
Even
room.
then, at that point, accidents happen. Like you can, like it's also like you could just leave your front door open by accident. Now someone's sitting in your house for fucking
Hold
8
on a
months,
second.
9 months.
But having sex is a choice. Now, less than 1% of all abortions are, but But having sex is a choice. You don't have to have that choice.
But
and
you
choices
don't
come with
choose
a
to be
cost.
pregnant when you have sex. You don't choose to be pregnant.
Well, hold on. But you have a choice to have sex in the first place.
Yes, but you don't choose to be pregnant. Sex doesn't always lead to pregnancy. Women are only fertile for 5 days of the month.
Right. So why do you need to have sex?
Feels good. What are you talking about?
So we should just do what feels good, regardless of the choices or
Yes,
consequences?
people do that all the time.
But
People
just
love
because people
feeling
do
good.
things all the time, is that right?
No, it's not about people do. People like feeling good. People like
No, I know,
doing
but
things that
should,
give them dopamine
we're
and serotonin.
we're getting somewhere, right? So should what feels good be prioritized over what is good?
Sometimes it depends exactly on what it is.
Okay, so if I can have pleasure and a bunch
Sure.
of people die, that's perfectly fine.
I said it depends on what it is. If people are dying,
Okay, so again, back to the point is that you
Multiple
don't,
people.
outside of or those very, very fringe test cases, 99% of the time, you don't just wake up and you're magically pregnant.
no, you know that you had sex and you're
Bingo.
like, oh shit.
So hold on a second. So why do you then get to have the orgasm without the responsibility?
Hold on, because you don't get to have the orgasm. You just wake up pregnant. Let's
Hold on a
be
second,
honest.
but hold on. But if the woman chooses to keep the baby, the man has to pay child support.
I don't
Secondly,
agree with that.
well, it's the law.
But yeah,
Secondly,
well, the
hold
law
on.
They made
might
that
be
choice.
stupid sometimes.
Well, that's right. Both parties made the choice, which is interesting. Do you think that men should be able to have a say before a woman has an abortion?
I think it should be a conversation.
I don't. But here's the thing. I don't think you
Should both
be
parties
able
have to agree?
Hold
I
on.
think so.
I don't.
You're
I don't.
consistent.
I do.
Good for you.
I don't think you should be able to force women into abortion, just like you shouldn't be able to force women out of an abortion. You shouldn't. No way, each way or the other. No way. You can't tell someone to do with their body.
Hold on, but is it their body or is it that another body's
But-
within their body?
It's okay, but if someone broke into my house, I would put a gun to their head and say, "Get the fuck out or die."
But hold on. You invited the baby into the house with somebody.
No, I,
In-game.
In
hold
a
on, hold
night
on.
of passion.
I didn't invite the baby over. I left the door unlocked by accident.
Somebody push it back.
Yeah,
please.
I
Push it back.
But wait, that baby is then within you,
Okay,
and
and it's still my body within me, my body.
right.
me.
But is it your DNA?
It doesn't matter if it's my
Hold
DNA.
on. Why
I
do
don't
you?
care
Hold
about
on.
that.
Why do you have control over somebody else's DNA? I thought you
Because
said.
they're in me. If they
Hold
wanted
on.
control,
Oh,
they
got
should
it.
have come.
So
they
it's a
should have
location
popped out
issue.
earlier.
Super interesting. So location matters more than being. Just because somebody happens to be
If
within
it
a
was,
womb.
if it was my baby in Hawaii, take them out.
However, so if somebody has, it's not, if it's your DNA, you have total choice of your DNA to take a vaccine or not a vaccine, to be able to eat Coke, drink Coke, or drink Sprite.
If they're in my body and they're
Hold on.
affecting my life, I'll do what I want with them.
Okay, so
Easily.
so just because somebody's location determines their moral worth
No, it's not about necessarily location. It's about how they affect me.
for 9 months after you chose to be
It's
able to
not
get in
even
that circumstance.
It's not even just 9 months. It's after the fact too. You have postpartum depression.
No, yeah, so that's interesting. So we're getting somewhere. So your argument is you should do what is expedient, even if there is a victim and there might be a casualty.
They wouldn't even know they're a victim.
Okay, that's interesting. Is it okay to murder if the person does not know they were murdered?
Sure, why not? They won't even know. They have
So
no.
it's okay to go to an old person's home, a bunch of people with dementia, and
No,
just
no.
start popping rounds.
Sure, bye.
Popping rounds.
Don't believe it. You just killed your argument.
No, I don't. I'm not even.
No,
killing
you did
my
just kill
argument.
your argument. So we can go to old people's homes, dementia, Alzheimer's. They're drained on society. They don't know who they are. They don't know their name. They don't know their relatives. By the way, millions of people with dementia and Alzheimer's. And we
I
just,
don't think that you
because
should.
hold on. Oh no, you said you should be able to.
But it's not necessarily like if they're never gonna know, they're never gonna know.
Okay, so murdering dementia patients is consistent. You're right. You are being consistent.
I think there is a little bit of inconsistency because like after you're dead in a lot of cases in a lot of religions, right? So
A
like
fetus isn't even born though. They're not
yeah,
even.
but
Hold
like
on, but
if you
when
let's
you're-
say
when
you're
you're
just
born,
a
it's-
person on the street, someone goes and
They're
shoots
not
you,
even allowed
like
to
you
be
won't
dead.
know. You
So,
yeah.
but hold on. If you go,
Same argument.
the idea is the question is this: is just because something is not born, are they alive and do they have value?
I don't think so.
Okay, so let's go through it. So just because is it because the baby is the fetus or baby is
They
small?
don't have consciousness.
Hold on, we've gone through that. I want to try to.
Sure, okay, sure.
Is it because they're small? Yeah, that's not your argument. Location, that's your argument.
No.
Environment, but you said degree of dependency. That's the one that you said.
You said it. Wait, you said environment. But I don't agree with the
Well,
environment.
meaning like where I'm going through the acronym of what most pro-abortion arguments are: size, level, development, environment, degree of dependency. So I'm trying to. I always try to find
Sure,
which one
sure.
your prior because
Yeah.
every pro-abortion argument falls into one of four.
Oh yeah.
So degree of dependency. This baby is going to take from me. Are you glad your mom nurtured you for 9 months in the womb?
I mean, not really, to be honest.
So you wish you wouldn't have been born?
I'm chill with that for sure.
Okay. You're consistent.
I am.
Yeah. So if you were just to be tomorrow, not a big deal.
I wouldn't even be having this conversation.
MBD.
I think that this is important because 40 years ago, an average woman would not have answered it that way. They would have said, "My life is beautiful. My life has meaning. My life has purpose, and I'm glad my mom sacrificed for me."
I don't think that's the case for every single woman 40 years ago.
Well, the vast majority of women 40 years ago were not as depressed, not
You can argue now,
hold
vast
on.
majority is still the same way. She's, inconsistent.
I'm
with the
inconsistent
the
as
most
hell.
So
general
do you,
woman.
do you think that she is the mainstream opinion, or do you think she's a fringe opinion?
No, she's a fringe opinion,
Okay, fair
for
enough.
sure.
I like
yeah.
fringe. It feels good.
Okay. So I mean,
Completely.
do you think she's a mainstream opinion or fringe opinion?
It's pretty French.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me at all.
Does anyone else have opinions on this matter? If I were to say that abortion was illegal in America tomorrow, that would be worrisome to you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I think
Tell me why.
when we say pro-abortion, I don't think that that's necessarily accurate for how I feel. I think I'm pro-choice because people are probably going to get abortions anyways. I would prefer them be safe. It's not something I would necessarily do for myself, but I do think if it's going to be happening, which it is, it should be safe and it should be something that everyone talks about and everyone's educated on beforehand.
So in Texas, they just outlawed abortion. Abortion rates have gone down dramatically. So it's not totally true. It's half true. They're going to other states to get them, but the birth rate's gone up. So it's like this idea that people are going to find them otherwise. Sometimes they just have the baby instead.
Are you more concerned with the birth rate going up or
Well, all of it. The morality of it's the number one issue, which we do not have a moral obligation to terminate human beings smaller than us.
So I have a question
Sure.
for you. So if it was
Moral
scientifically
ability.
proven,
Yes.
like 100% without a doubt, that you don't have a consciousness, you don't feel pain until the day you come out the womb, you're fine with any and all types of abortions all of a sudden?
No, consciousness is not, that's her argument. My argument is that at the point of your DNA's creation, a new soul is entering the world. And the soul transcends reason. And I'll prove it to you guys.
So you're saying soul and consciousness aren't
No,
related?
not at all.
Okay.
We know that, at least in the religious realm, because when your consciousness ceases, your soul lives.
Oh, okay.
Because it goes to an afterlife.
Okay.
I think you're-
in a religious context. I'm not going to win you over on a modern
Okay, I'll
context
keep
on
my
that.
mouth shut. Sorry, let
no,
me
but
say
let me try to win you over, because there are points when we all see beauty when our reason or our consciousness is not able to describe them. I was at a loss for words. That sunset was so beautiful. It took my breath away. It was breathtaking. At times there are things that hit us on a soul level. We all know this when we hear a certain song, see a certain painting, experience natural beauty that touch us on a level that cannot always be described using